So going into this match, I expected Thomas Frank to set up his side to take advantage of United's obvious weakness at the moment, which is their building out from the back, as even with a full strength side, United are susceptible to losing the ball in their defensive third, but with McTominay starting as the deepest midfielder, alongside Sabitzer in the midfield, you would have thought that this would have been Brentford's main game plan, and their 5-3-2 system would suit an aggressive man-to-man press, high up the pitch on Ten Hag's 2-3-2-3 in the build-up. Brentford's front five could have gone man-to-man with one of the midfield three stepping up onto McTominay. Tony and Mbeumo, the front two, could be pushed up onto the centre-backs and the keeper, with Nordgaard and Damsgaard behind Jensen, seeing that all of United's central midfield options are being man-to-man pressed, and the two wing-backs could sit between United's wingers and full-backs in a position to immediately apply pressure if a ball gets lofted over into either of the centre-backs, Dalot or Shaw. But another reason why this would have caused United a lot of problems is because without Weghorst or even Martial as the main centre forward and Rashford in that position instead, United wouldn't have had a direct long passing option like they do with Weghorst, and so had Brentford been able to force De Gea or one of the two centre backs along, you would have backed Pinnock as well as Janssen and me either side to win any long balls that went into Rashford, allowing Brentford to regain possession. However, fortunately for United, Brentford didn't go with a high press and not even close. They sat off very passively, basically inviting United to move the ball out of their defensive third, instead preferring to sit very deep and compact in a 5-3-2 shape, with the intention of cutting off the passing lane centrally, allowing United's backline to have possession and forcing them out to the flanks. And so United's complete control of possession for the majority of the game was more down to Brentford's extremely passive press rather than United playing out of pressure and controlling the game off their own accord. And this saw Brentford at points in the first half retreating almost into their defensive third, almost immediately when United crossed over the halfway line, which I didn't understand at all, as United didn't really play well enough to even push Brentford back this far. So this resulted in United controlling possession, switching between a 2-3-4-1 with both Sabitzer and Fernandes high between the lines earlier on in the game, to Fernandes dropping alongside McTominay to create a double pivot with Sabitzer playing almost like a centre forward in the front two with Rashford, giving United a box midfield at some points. Now I have got a video coming out very soon looking at Jadon Sancho and how he could fit into a box midfield, and so if you do want to see that video, of course subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you do get notified when it comes out. Also I'll leave some other interesting videos linked in the description as well. But back to the game, and I think Ten Hag was instructing Fernandes to drop so far deep because McTominay seems incapable of injecting any sort of pace into the play via receiving the ball behind Mbeumo and Tony and progressing the ball forward quickly. And to be honest, whilst I'm not convinced Fernandes should be used in that deeper playmaking role long term, a topic I'm also working on a video for, I think that at the moment with Eriksen out, he has to be the player to play there, as United just lack any sort of creativity in terms of progressive carries or progressive passes, with the likes of McTominay, Sabitzer or Fred in that deep position. And we did see Fernandes show his passing range when he sprayed a fantastic pass later on in the game with his left foot, releasing Rashford down the left and leading to a Fred shot from inside the box. And it's this sort of long passing ability that makes Fernandes so crucial to launching attacks quickly, being able to find the likes of Rashford, Sancho or Antony in space on the flanks via a long pass from deep, something we rarely ever see McTominay provide from that position. And it was probably typical of the game that United's goal would come from a second phase of a set piece, but credit to Antony, he creates this goal with an excellent dink over to Sabitzer, and it's Rashford's composure and clinical finish which puts the ball into the back of the net. And this is something he seems to be able to do a lot more consistently now, which is probably the main reason behind his improvement. But to be honest, despite United winning the game, I didn't think they were that great at all, and the XG shows this, as they only recorded an XG of 1.14 to Brentford 0.64, and bearing in mind that United went in at half-time with an XG of 0.90, this shows just how much United took their foot off the gas in the second half, almost as if they were 2 or 3 or even 4-0 up. Brentford offered very little offensively, but they were still able to create a clear-cut chance in the second half, and it came from a mistake by Rafael Varane. So De Gea kicks the ball long from the goal kick, and Brentford win the header in the middle third, and the ball goes into Ivan Toney with his back to goal, and Lisandro Martinez is right up against him. And Toney is so good at linking play like this, with his control being subtle, but he also has the awareness to know where Schade is making in the run, and the technique to just flick the ball on is absolutely top class. But from here, Varane has to read the game better and see that he is never going to get to the ball first, and so he should just shuttle across and cover the space in behind him, forcing Schade to hold on to the ball rather than gifting Schade the opportunity to bypass him and burst beyond the defensive line with one touch after he massively overcommits. And David De Gea saves United in this situation. The finish is very poor by Schade, but De Gea stands tall instead of going to ground and allowing Schade to dink the ball over him, and in the end it's probably the save of the game and wins United 2 points. And so overall, this seemed like a game that United could have easily dropped 2 points in, despite seemingly being in control for large parts. And I think with us now being in the back end of the season, we are really seeing United's attack labouring, as the options are getting thinner and the players who were experiencing purple patches earlier on in the season are now struggling to have an impact on the game in the same way. As I said in previous videos, I am now doing full video and channel reviews. So if you want me to give you any advice or feedback for a specific video or for your whole channel, you can send an email to atlantisfootball96@gmail.com. But if you just enjoyed the video, you can check the description for more. You can subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you do get notified when the video comes out, and put your thoughts in the comment section below. And you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, which will be in the description, for more content as well.